I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And a happy Sunday fun day to everybody out there. Scott Duff here along with Ellen Miller.
Good morning, Scott Duff.
Good morning, Ellen Miller.
We're fully into July.
We are in July.
I love
we are
it.
in July. And today I'm reminded of a quote from Clarence Darrow.
Yes.
I've never killed anyone, but I've read some obituary notices with great satisfaction.
I had a quote as well that I was going to do this morning, which is from Mark Twain. I've never wished a man dead, but I've read many obituaries with great satisfaction.
There we are, yes. So they're very similar to what's going on there.
Yes, it is. It's that kind of a morning, isn't
wow.
it?
Yeah, we all woke up to the news that Senator Lindsey Graham had passed away early in the morning at age 71.
And lots of questions as to what the heck happened.
What's going on with Ladybug?
Mm-hmm.
What has happened?
What happened
to Ladybug? That's going to be my new young adult novel. Anyway, we'll talk about that, I guess, a little bit later. We've got a great show for you. The midterms are on the horizon, and people are clamoring for strong candidates. And look, in the wake of all of the dookie that is coming out of Maine right now with Graham Plattner, the question really is, what makes an ideal candidate? What can we do?
Mm-hmm, good question.
You know, our good buddy, Ken Mejia Beal, he is the Victory Fund Midwest Campaign Chair, is going to be joining us later this hour to talk about that and about the work that the Victory Fund is doing. So excited. Following her triumph, I just ran into her the other day.
She's great. I've met her a couple times too. Yeah,
adore her.
She's
we go way back.
Yeah,
we go way back. But following her triumphant show at Joe's Pub in New York this past spring, the Sandra Delgado Experience returns to Chicago, bolder and more bliss-filled than ever for 3 shows only. It's Friday through Saturday, July 24th through 26th at Collaboration Theater's new House of Belonging. We are going to be chatting with Chicago icon and legend Sandra Delgado, and in Nervous Breakdown in G Minor, a solo show with live music, Lewis Rawlinson traces his journey through queerness, addiction, and mental health. Lewis is going to be joining us as he's getting ready for limited engagement as a part of the Steppenwolf Lookout series. Plus, we would love to hear from you, so give us a call at 773-763-9278. The number again is 773-763-9278. And if you don't feel like chatting with us, you can always text us at that very same number, 773-763-9278. Sorry, there are many windows open up on my computer right now because this thing isn't working. This thing is, so they're just bouncing back and forth between the tech stuff. Anyway,
yes, you got a lot of monitors.
Just remember that you listen to Out Chicago Live Sundays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central, right here at 8:20 a.m. on TuneIn from heartlandsignal.com, or you can watch the live video stream, on the WCPT Facebook page or the Heartland Signal YouTube page. And today's show is live on Facebook, and we're reading your comments, so please leave your thoughts as well as share and like the page. You can find it at facebook.com/WCPT 820. Hey, happy anniversary.
Thank you, Scott.
Happy anniversary. Yes, I woke up yesterday. I was like, it's 7-11. It's Ellen's anniversary.
See, when I picked that, it was my idea for that date, 7-11-11, because it's an easy one to remember.
It is an easy one to remember. Yeah.
And it's a lucky number for me.
So there we are.
Thanks for mentioning it. It was our 15th anniversary of being legally entwined. We've been together 31 years. We had a group celebration because we were with friends. We went to the Square Roots Festival, which is my favorite music street festival of the year because Old Town School of Folk Music curates it. Mm-hmm. The acts are fantastic, women-oriented. There's diversity. There's everything you want. Our friend Alex Grelly was in. We finished the night at about 10:30, seeing him perform in the Old Town School.
What was Alex doing?
He was singing. He was with Phenom, with a group called Phenom, and it was fantastic. I posted some photos, and I've never seen him out of his
drag.
But he did the first part, and he's bald headed and very male looking, and then he said, "You don't mind if I come out?" And he didn't say the Duvall thing, but he had another name, and he was dressed.
Became another person.
Yes, and he had a wig on, persona. And he had some heels and white and pearls, and it was just a great way to end the evening. But we saw some wonderful artists. We saw. Are you familiar with the band Hooray for the Riff Raff?
No.
They're a New Orleans based band, but her name is spelled differently than it's pronounced, but I believe it's Alinda Seguro. She is the lead singer. She moved to Chicago last year, and she is non-binary. I think she considers herself trans now. So the whole I was up front, so all of a sudden that crowd took on a very different look. All of the allies, all the people that relate to her, that are supportive, were in the crowd, and it was just really, really fun.
All right.
And she was great. Her band is great. And then Margot Price, I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's an Americana singer. She's originally from Illinois towards the Iowa border, and she's hugely outspoken on her politics. I think she smoked a joint on stage for a minute. She's fantastic. And, it's nice to see women headlining stages of major festivals.
Yeah. Well, God, of course.
I think I had a little gripe earlier this year. My beloved blues festival, 3 days, 5 stages, 6 stages, and not one single woman as a headliner. But this festival, you got one more day to get there. Nick Lowe, who's legendary Nick Lowe, originally he's from England. He was huge in the 80s and 90s. He's still really good. He's headlining tonight. So if you want to be around really a great crowd of people and some great music, I highly recommend Square Roots Fest. I also, last minute, we went and saw Bob Dylan and Lucinda Williams. I'm wearing my Lucinda shirt. You can't rule me.
There you go.
She ended with. She's always never holds back on her disgust and disdain for our dear leader. So it's very empowering to be in the crowd for that one.
That's
as well.
awesome.
And we bought some last minute. Actually, we were in line to buy last minute tickets, and a friend walked up and said, "Hey, I got 2."
What?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course. You know everybody.
So anyway, it's been happy anniversary, sweetie. I know you're listening. 15 years of legal bliss and 31 years of general bliss.
Yes. There we are. Dan Schaefer from Chicago texted, happy anniversary, Ellen.
Thank you,
Love
Dan.
the show. I know.
Thank you so
much. Thank you, Dan, and thank you for texting, and thank you for listening.
Yeah, so we had a love-in over at we had a lot of friends. We managed to grab a table, and we just kept it. Mark Rapey was with us, if you know Mark, and a bunch of other friends. So anyway, summer in Chicago, July is my favorite month because it's just like the tenderloin of the summer. There's so many festivals. The weather's great.
The weather this weekend was out
because it wasn't the holiday weekend.
Because it wasn't hot. It's getting hot this week.
It was the weather for the
weather
festival
last night
was
just fantastic.
We rode the scooter there and back,
me?
and it's like I just want to keep driving.
I know.
So that
I just basically camped out on
your patio.
On my patio.
As you should.
We've been doing it felt kind of like Pride weekend all over again because it was like our neighbors, the best, outstanding lesbian couple.
Nice.
We had them over on Friday. They came over to our patio. We did this. I grilled some chicken kebabs and some charred cabbage, and we had this sort of mezza spread. And
nice.
and
of course they love to come over when you're feeding them like that.
Yeah, I'm just cooking. We made this really great spread, but I pulled out a tablecloth and put up some flowers and everything, and we had a lovely little dinner, and then we had patio drive-in night, and we watched The Goonies because we needed some just some good old nostalgia and some good old sense of wonder. I love it. Have you ever seen? You've never seen The Goonies, have you?
No.
Oh, Ellen Miller, you got to fix that.
Okay, I got to put it on my list.
You do, yeah. It's a Steven Spielberg classic from the '80s.
Who's in it? That was
everybody is in it.
Is it the Asian guy that won the Academy Award?
Yes, Ki Kwan is on there.
Yes.
Martha Plimpton's in there. Josh Brolin. Sean Astin, Hobbit, pre-Hobbit.
I know his parents.
You know,
Yeah.
Patty Duke and John
John
Astin. Yes. Who else? There were. Oh, Ann Ramsey was in it. She was just finished up a big thing with that moment, and then like Throw Mama from the Train when she won the Academy Award posthumously for that. I know. It was just a fun
That
evening.
sounds like a really well curated evening for you.
And then yesterday everybody was like, so Jerry's gotten a little witchy.
What?
Lately. He saw something, I'm going to assume on TikTok, because he's always on the TikToks, but it was about sigils, which are, it's like a rune almost, a drawing that you do. That you have to go through this whole thing. You make a statement that like something that is going to happen. I am fill in the blank, and then you have to go through this whole little weird alphabet and get the number for it, and then you end up drawing this sort of circle thing that becomes your little meditation and your mantra. So he spent all day yesterday making them, like figuring them out for friends and for loved ones, and then just like out on his computer after he figured out how to do it like by hand, he just made digital copies of these sigils.
This could be a new business.
To send out. I know. So like we were just kind of having like a kind of a chill day. I did like prep for the show. I was seriously in a flum. Like, what are we going to talk about? Because there's just so much going on and nothing going on because everything's so stupid.
Yeah.
Right now, it is just
things.
so stupid.
We talk about our little fun that we do.
What's happening, So we kind of had a moment, and then there are the lesbians. They had set up their projector outside, and they're like, "Hey, we're watching the World Cup. We got 2 games today, one at 4 and one at 8."
You must really love them to watch the World Cup.
I do love that. Well, look, here's the thing. I'm also like, there's very few things right now that have like a shared cultural moment.
It's true.
And I'm like, okay, I keep talking about that. Like there isn't that. I'm like, oh, well then shut up, Duff. Go be a part of like the cultural moment. So we watched the Argentina-Switzerland.
Who won?
Match, Argentina.
Oh, good.
And I've learned that Messi is the world's best soccer player, and he was up for the Golden Boot. He had scored he had scored for each of the 8 games leading up to this. He did not score yesterday.
Oh,
but they won.
Unusual for him. Yeah, they won anyway.
They won anyway, and now I need to know who number 5 is on the Argentina team.
Okay, because he was cute.
Oh my God!
That's the only way you'd want to know about number 5.
Yes. There we are. We got another text coming in saying, "Hey Ellen, hey Scott, hey Ellen, love you both so much. Happy anniversary, Ellen." So thank you. Thank you. I believe that's Mike. So thank you, Mike, for
appreciate the good wishes.
Sending all the good wishes.
And my sweetie wrote in too and thanked me for my love for her.
All right.
I professed on the air.
On the air.
Which I don't need to do because we know it's there. But,
Yeah. So it's just been like, it's been a real kind of like chillax, like chill sort of weekend vibe. The weather last night could not have been
beautiful
more beautiful to sit outside watching some football. As the rest of the world calls
football.
With some lesbians.
That sounds very, very
It was so wonderful.
Gay and fabulous.
It was fabulous.
Number
and wonderful.
5, you got a new crush. I mean, it's all there.
I know.
It's
like it was
there.
a very productive day.
Yes, it was.
It was a productive weekend.
Charred cabbage. Of course. Who else is having charred cabbage on a Saturday night?
Why aren't
Scott
you?
Duff.
That was on a Friday night.
Oh, Friday night.
Yeah, but why don't you like charred cabbage?
I've never charred it. I mean, I'm
Girl,
pretty
you ain't
traditional.
living. Cabbage has become my new favorite
I know,
veg.
yeah. So what is it? Purple or green cabbage?
I use the purple, the red cabbage. Mm-hmm. You char it, and then you put like we had a Zoug sauce that we put on top.
Waha?
Zoug. Zhoug.
Oh, can you, for our listeners like me who have no effing idea what you're talking about?
It is like a Jordanian chimichurri. It's
a
really...
Jordanian chimichurri. We have a true chef here with us.
Yeah, no, I
folks.
bought it at the store.
So what makes it different from the Argentinian or whatever, the South American chimichurri?
It was made in Jordan.
It was made in Jordan. Okay.
Yeah, they use Jordanian chilies. It's got a
Okay,
good
I love
kick to it.
chimichurri. So I like the grilled Caesar I've had in restaurants once in a while, where they literally grill the romaine, and that's good too. They do it right.
Well, we got to do that now since there's all that parasite stuff that's happening into everybody's
Oh,
veggies.
my poor downstairs neighbor.
Oh, did he get?
He has been so sick for days. He bought strawberries and blueberries from a Meyer in Michigan.
Oh. Look, I was so worried about because this past weekend the big cherry festival.
Yeah, in Traverse City.
In Traverse City.
Yeah.
I wonder what.
But I think things like, I don't know. I think it's things that are packaged in they say that the department that's in charge of making sure our food is safe, one of them, and forgive me for not knowing the exact term, but they were gutted by the Doge people. Mm-hmm. And here we are, folks, people deathly ill. He had to have some medicine brought to him. Yeah, they delivered it to his. He hasn't even been out of it. He popped out last night around 11. I was sitting on the front porch. I'm like, oh my God, you look over, because I have not even opened this door since Tuesday when I got home. It's really, really rough on people.
Oof.
Yeah, so be careful out there. I don't know. Yeah, the Cherry Fest, I hope it went well.
I know. I'm like,
I love my cherries,
But yeah, be careful.
But what do you do? I guess you just got to wash even if you get a bag salad, I guess you got to wash it. I don't know.
We should always be washing it.
But a bag salad.
You should always be washing it.
When it's chopped,
You should always be washing it.
They don't advise you to on that. They do on regular, but the ones that come the kits, they don't tell you to wash it. But now Kathy wants to wash it.
Okay, but you should always be washing it. As somebody who works in a grocery store,
yeah,
you need to
even
wash.
bag salads.
Yeah, because sometimes they're not. I mean, if it says on the bag, go for it.
Yeah,
because sometimes it'll say that, like wash and ready to go.
Right, like the spinach, it's pre-washed. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I just won't be eating anything green for a while until they figure it out.
No, that's not good. That's not good for you
as far
either.
as salads that are raw.
There you go. Yes, you can have all your grilled romaine.
I can have grilled romaine and grilled broccoli.
There
and
you
grilled
go.
Green
and
beans.
charred cabbage.
And charred cabbage, purple.
There, you can also do regular cabbage. You can also grill Savoy cabbage. I love cabbage.
I couldn't live up to your shosho. What's it? Shoshu?
Zug.
Zug.
Yeah, Zhoug.
Oh, but they do sell it at Trader Joe's.
Yes, yes. I literally bought a tub of it.
And you loved it.
Oh my gosh, it's the best. It's one of the best things that they have there.
Little free plug for.
There we are for the
Zug at Trader Joe's.
There we are. Yeah. Look, we got.
I know.
I don't believe in all of this, like astronomy and like astrological. It's not astronomy, astrological stuff.
Yes.
Are you?
Yes, I do. I do have a lot of belief in astrology, and I do believe in the Mercury retrograde.
Girl, we are in it right now, and I cannot wait for us to get out of it.
A lot of people are mentioning it.
Are you feeling weird out there, folks? Because please text us. 773-763-9278. Mercury is it is full on Mercury in retrograde.
I'm hoping to sell one of the condos we've done a lot of showings on and haven't gotten an offer yet, which is so surprising in this market. Such a cute condo. But I think when Mercury retrograde goes back, maybe we'll get an offer. Because I think it affects a lot of things.
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
I know. It is a long time.
Oh, my gosh.
But apparently, according to the internet, today, the 12th, is actually an ideal astrological moment for clarity.
Oh, good. We all need that.
Flashes of insight and resolving lingering miscommunications. Because that's the thing that's going on with the Mercury in retrograde. Technology screws up, which we can, things are going a little kooky in here today. Technology screws up. Miscommunication happens. Travel plans can get screwy. Yeah. And there was so according to the internet, which we know
never lies
at all. This is how you get through this. You need to double check your travel plans. You need to make sure that you are backing up your tech, and take this time to embrace reflection. Revisit old projects, reconnect with folks, reflect on personal boundaries. These are things that you should probably be doing all the time. But apparently today is a great day to do that while we're in retrograde, because then we go back into it for, I think, until the 23rd.
Okay.
Ugh.
That's a short window.
I know. Well, we got today, so maybe you'll get an offer.
I hope So
Wouldn't
thank
that be
you.
great?
I'll report
That'd be
back
awesome.
next Sunday.
All right, well, we'll be on pins and needles until then. Hey, we should probably take a break.
Yeah.
But this part of Out Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. Hey, looking to purchase a home or refinance your existing home? Call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender with nearly 800 five-star Google reviews. To satisfy her divorce decree, Sally needed to refinance and pay her ex-husband his share of the equity. Unfortunately, Sally didn't qualify on her own and asked her mother, Myra, to co-sign. Myra called David to understand the risks of co-signing. David explained if Sally made her payments on time, there was little concern, but if Sally missed payments, Myra's credit would be negatively impacted and hinder her ability to secure new credit. Let's review. After reviewing the risks and rewards, Myra decided helping her daughter refinance her ex-husband out of her life was worth the co-signing risk, and Team Hochberg is helping Sally refinance with Myra as the co-signer. If you are considering co-signing for a mortgage, call Team Hochberg, 855-56-DAVID, or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of WCPT listeners, but they can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843, or visit that website you know and love, 56david.com. ACM, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 643114. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there is more Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Welcome back. I'm Kim Hunt with Affinity Community Services. You're listening to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller on this beautiful day. Hey, tomorrow, Monday on Choose Views, Richard Chu's guests will include Congresswoman Angie Craig, candidate for U.S. Senate in Minnesota, and Leaving MAGA's Rich Logis and Ashton Reed. Also this week, U.S. Senate candidate Dr. Annie Andrews, Wisconsin candidate for Governor Mandela Barnes, and Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Penny Flanagan, who is also a 2026 candidate for U.S. Senate. That's Choose Views, weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Hey, before we go on, I think we've got somebody who wants to give us a little advice about washing produce. Let's go to
Okay.
Ken in Indiana. Ken,
Hey, Ken.
welcome. You're on Out Chicago.
All right. Give it to me, Ken.
Hi. I used to work at Myers grocery store just a couple months ago, and I had to quit because I got really, really sick and we think it was from the produce or whatever they use to fertilizers or whatever they use on it. And so I had to go to the emergency room because it was so bad, and they still don't know really what it was, but it was explosive.
Yes. That's what my poor
that is what I
neighbor
hear.
has.
It was, yeah, and basically people are pigs, and you would not believe, even well-heeled people, how they handle. Everyone touches everything. So I'm with Scott, wash everything.
Yeah.
And it's how you wash it too. Anything that's thin-skinned is going to have more, the pesticides are probably going to leach in more, so that you have to kind of soap and water. I'm like dish soap, what kind of washing. They do use some of those chemicals, like I've seen vinegar and different mixtures they have on the store shelves, but I would wash every single thing that you...
So even a bag salad that has shredded carrots
Yes.
in it and everything in it. I mean, how do you...
Salad spinner.
Yeah, I have a
Right.
salad spinner and everything's so soggy. It's so hard to dry. I mean,
Right.
it really never completely... All right, but okay.
Right.
I'll make my choice.
And read the bag too, because
Yeah.
sometimes on the bag it'll
Right.
say it's clean. It's already been cleaned, ready to use.
Right, that they do on this bag salads.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
not all of them have. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. Right. They're supposed to be for convenience, so you don't have to wash them at home, and they're all pre-chopped and things. But
Right.
People open packages all the time. I'm telling you, Myers was pretty good about, taking it off the shelf once we see that it's but some people or stores put it back on. So the other thing I want to ask really quick, I'm a gay man, but I'm celibate. I don't really, I'm a senior, but I don't understand, I guess, the whole trans thing. I'm not saying, negative or positive. I just don't understand. I saw at my health clinic the other day, I saw 3, and I thought they were pretty bold, or just being out like that, like I'm not understanding why is that considered part of the gay community. I guess, you know what I'm saying? I'm really curious. I'm not trying to judge. I really don't understand that, I guess.
No, Ken, thank you for being honest about that.
My best friend's daughter is trans, and so he's trying to figure it out too. And he asked me, and I didn't know what to say. So, if you can enlighten me, someone that's ignorant about that, so.
Sure, Ken. And again, thank you for being so open and honest, and candid about this. Like here's the thing. Gender is a really hard concept to wrap your brain around for a lot of people. We understand biological sex. We understand like the genitalia that people were assigned at birth. With gender is more abstract. It is more of a societal thing because this is how like men are supposed to behave, dress, act a certain way. Women are supposed to be, the same thing. But there are folks out there who their gender does not match, like gender by what they feel like on the inside does not match what is happening on the outside. And gender is such a big, broad spectrum. You have people who are like non-binary. You have people who, are fluid with their gender. You have people who are transgender, who identify with the biological sex that they were, the opposite biological sex than which they were born. It's a really, really it's a hard concept, and I understand why you're struggling with it, because I think a lot of people do, because they don't feel it.
Right, and it's hard for those of us that don't feel it to know what that might feel like. It just we just don't, and that's why I think even the LGBTQ, the LGBTQ part of it of the alphabet that we use for our diverse community. They, like you're talking about and being candid about, they also grapple with trans because they just go, I don't understand how someone can feel that way. But I guess the thing you have to say is, I don't understand maybe how they could feel that way, but I have to understand that they do feel that way. And we have to respect them for being bold enough, brave enough to really try and live their authentic lives, and just respect them and know how hard it is, because people even within, like I said, the alphabet don't embrace the trans community as much as we wish that they would.
Well, there was a movie I watched. It was a few years old, but it was about a couple in the South, and there was a man transitioning to a woman and a woman transitioning to a man, and they were dating. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't that just be a straight couple? They're not gay. They're
kind
dating
of
each other, but you know what I mean? The same with Bruce Jenner. Does he date men now, or is he? I don't. Because I saw that he was dating men, and I'm like, well, I don't. Has he gone through the surgery?
Well, her. First of all, we need to correct.
Sorry.
That's right. It's her.
I apologize. I don't. Right. That's not. I didn't.
Yeah. No. I understand, but it's hard.
Again, we get it. Trust me.
We've had our share of stepping in.
Yeah, with a lot of guests, and someone's sitting next to you, and they look like a man to you, and your instincts want to call him, but they are presenting as a woman. You've got to just get your brain around it.
Use that, right.
I know some trans women, so originally they were biologically men, who are with women, biological women, and consider themselves lesbians. I mean, I guess you just have to respect the bravery and the authenticity of those that have decided to just be their authentic selves, whatever that combination of things are for them gender-wise.
I agree that sexuality is very complicated, and I think it should be viewed more like the spectrum for autism. I think it's from, you go from straight to gay, and there's everything in between. Mm-hmm. I don't truly believe that we're 100% straight. I don't believe that we're 100% gay. I just think that there's you go through different phases in your life, and like I'm in my 60s, and I don't have gay sex, so am I still gay, or is that a mindset, or is that I still consider myself gay, but I haven't had sex with
I think
for
that
my family, different reasons. So does that? Am I? You know what I mean? I don't understand. I guess a little bit about. How
I think
works.
it's however. It's however you identify.
Right.
You know, that's the thing. There's, there are a couple of really good things to watch. There's a great movie called Will and Harper, and it follows Will Ferrell and his best friend, Harper, who has transitioned on a road trip. This might be a really great place for you to start, just to kind of
good idea,
just
Scott.
to watch, just to see like.
Is it a true story or a documentary?
It's a documentary.
Yeah,
It's a documentary.
a couple of years ago, a year or two ago. Yeah.
Wow.
But it's called Will and Harper, and it's.
Well, J.D. Vance supposedly had a trans friend that he dropped when he got into, with Trump, but I remember hearing about that. He had a really close trans friend, and then they no longer talk. But he was really close, and supposedly J.D. Vance has had the same struggles with that.
He's got a lot of struggles, but that's a whole nother show.
Ken, thank you so much for giving a call.
Yeah, we really appreciate
really do appreciate
your
that.
honesty.
Thank you. And I think actually one of our longtime listeners, Ken, thanks so much. One of our longtime listeners is calling from California. Emma Joy. You might want to weigh in on this conversation.
I do, and thank you. Good morning, Ellen and Scott.
Good morning.
I'm a transgender woman. Yeah, I'm a transgender woman, and also I'm a researcher. I'm an academic who works in this area. And I'm calling, that was such an interesting conversation with the caller. Was it Ken? Thanks for calling, Ken. I'm a little nervous, so my voice sounds a little shaky.
You're doing great.
There's so much going on in that conversation we won't have time to unpack, so I'd like to pick on the idea of biological sex. I want to contest that term because when most people say biological sex, they're talking about the the sex assigned at birth, which is almost always determined by the appearance of the genitals. But that's just one thing, because that may be different than genetic sex, and this has to do with a lot of, they're medically called disorders of sexual development. But for example, polycystic ovary syndrome or Klinefelter's, there are many instances where the genitals don't reflect what the genes are. Additionally, there are issues with the difference between, these are not very scientific terms, but brain sex and body sex. In gestation, those two, that is the physical body, the genitals, are actually formed at one time, that is determined at one time in gestation, and then the sex differences physically within the brain are determined just about 2 weeks later, and they're almost always aligned. But it is possible for the brain to physically be one sex and the genitals to appear to be the other sex. Now, deciding that the genitals are the determination of biological sex, I think, therefore, is very incomplete. A lot of this research is being done in Europe, particularly in the Netherlands, but elsewhere as well. A lot of what passes right now for research, and I really want to indict here the CAST report out of the UK, based on very flawed methodology, but these things can be used in the political discourse. So, gosh, I really appreciate your letting me get that out there.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
This is something that I'm writing about and working on, and hey, if I can put in a quick plug, do you mind?
Please, go.
Some fellow scholars who are also trans and activists, but a very diverse group of us. We've just got a book coming out. It's available for pre-order right now. It's an academic text. It's actually kind of a college textbook because that's what I do. 7 different authors, very intersectional. A black person who is non-binary, the first transgender state legislator in Kansas, who is also the first Choctaw Chickasaw state legislator in Kansas. There's a word I can't say on your radio, but let's just say gender fluid.
Yes.
many of us are professors, not all of us. And the title of the book is Serving Our Trans Communities. It's published by Routledge, and it's going to be out this fall. It's available for pre-order. And we can really get in that one. We can talk in much greater depth. It's an interesting read, but it is an academic textbook. But I did, again, just to put a button on it, thank you for letting me address the issue of biological sex.
No.
And making me feel comfortable on your air. I miss Chicago, but I love California.
Well, you look fabulous in California, by the way. Like, California is definitely agreeing with you, Emma Joy.
Thanks, Emma Joy.
But thank you for calling and correcting us and making changes to what we say.
One quick thing I've been thinking about, Emma Joy, with trans people. It seems like more young people today feel the freedom to be their authentic selves. Do you feel that that's happening as well?
I think that is generally so. And if I can, I think that the flip side of that question is, are there more trans people now? This is something that they talk about, social contagion. People talk about being trans and are talked into it. No, I think yes, people are feeling in some places, in some moments, much freer to explore and discuss and come out, as opposed to struggling in silence or ending their own lives or withdrawing from social life. However, I think that obviously, I'm stating the obvious, the political situation is such that there's some of that fear coming right back.
Yeah, that's a sad part.
Yes, I do. I don't think we have more trans people. I just think we have more openness about discussing it. And I also think that there is looksism, just like with cisgender people. If you're good looking, you're able-bodied, you're of a certain age and appearance, and these are all tied to, basically able-bodied whiteness. Hope I'm not being too controversial. But, for trans people, I appreciate the compliments on my appearance, but being the size that I am and looking as I do, I just blend in. And I think that I have many friends who are just as much a woman as I am, or dare I say as much a woman as Ellen is, and who simply look a little discordant. And so they have a tougher time, obviously, than those who do blend in. And that's looksism, and that affects cisgender people, too.
Yes.
That's what we're going to see with the bathroom bills and so forth now, are cisgender women being judged and saying, gosh, is she really feminine enough? She's a little bit assertive, or her hair is short. And this always falls more heavily on people of color than white people. So it's very complicated, and that's why I think we do need to look at it intersectionally. You've given me so much time on the radio.
Well, because you're so fascinating.
We're going to give you more time again, because we're going to go to you at another point in time when we're having a trans discussion. We need someone of your stature and your knowledge, your research,
and experience.
So we really appreciate you calling in today, Emma Jo.
Well, thank you so very much, and I just want to thank you also, because what trans people need most right now, in addition to our own bravery, is the active and meaningful allyship of cisgender people. They could be gay, lesbian, they could be straight, but we really need you to be with us and to see us not as trans people. The main thing about me is that I'm smart or arrogant, or I play the clarinet decently. The trans thing is just as important as the fact that I'm right-handed or have brown eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amen. Amen.
Oh, wonderful.
We are always.
Don't matter to you.
Well, look, we are walking the walk, as well as talking the talk with our trans siblings, because we're just people. We're just people. I'm reminded right now of our very first call that we ever had on Out Chicago, and it was somebody asked, like, what do you want to be called? Do you remember this? I mean, it was 8,000 years ago, but it was like our very first caller was like, what do you want to be called? And I'm like, people.
Yeah.
We just want to be seen as people.
Yes.
Everybody just wants to be seen for who they are, for what they can offer, what they contribute, what they bring to the world. That's all. And just live and let live.
Amen.
That is what that is. Callers on the line. We probably are not going to be able to get to you right now because we do have to take a break and we've got a guest coming up. But Emma Joy, thank you again for calling in, for your nuanced dissection of what we were talking about, and for making some corrections and additions. That's what we hope to do here on Out Chicago. So thank you so much, Emma Joy. We really appreciate that. We are going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be chatting with Ken Mejia Beal right here on Out Chicago on WCPT Heartland Signal.
I'm filmmaker Stephen Cohn. Welcome back to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along, taking calls, getting texts, doing everything. Hey, Monday on Live, Local, and Progressive, Joan Esposito will be taking your calls and talking to Chris Burry, former TV newsman and recently retired DePaul journalism professor, and Joel Ostrow, professor of political science at Benedictine University. That's Live, Local, and Progressive weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., heartlandsignal.com, and tune in. Hey, I'm so happy that, I'm happy that I got this guy's number on my phone because I could say I need someone being smart. So I can just call them up and be like, hey, be smart. Also does really good work because the LGBTQ plus Victory Fund works to achieve and sustain equality by increasing the number of out LGBTQ plus elected officials at all levels of government while ensuring they reflect the diversity of those they serve. And we are in an election year, in case you forgot about that. And joining us now is the Midwest Campaign Chair of the LGBTQ plus Victory Fund and our good buddy, Ken Mejia Beal.
Hello, how are you?
I just want you to get up and dance there. Also a Madonna fan.
I did that all weekend.
I know you did.
You should have been at the Old Town School last night in the Mauer Auditorium where Alex Grelly did a wonderful version of Erotica.
All right.
Hands all over my body.
There we go.
It was fabulous.
Scott, you need to share my number with Ellen.
Done and done.
Yes, I'm
We're
texting
sharing.
you, getting you over there next time.
Girl, okay. I'm so glad. First of all, let's just remind everybody, what did I get wrong with the Victory Fund stuff? Did I get everything right? Like, what?
To my knowledge, yeah.
Good, okay.
That's a good, start.
That's good. What in the wild, wild west is going on right now in our politics? Like, MAGA is kind of disintegrating, which yay. I mean, we said goodbye to Ladybug today.
Yes.
We've got the great, I'm sorry, I would have come to you earlier, but I was on the phone with Mitch McConnell. He says everybody was on the phone with him for 20 minutes.
So busy this
He's been on the
week.
phone for 20 minutes.
Yes.
I think we've got what's going on with him. You've got Dear Leader Ding Dong, whose approval ratings are like tanked. And then you've got the Democrats who can't figure out what they're like what's going on, and they're hitching their wagon to these very progressive stars without fully vetting them. Like this Graham Plattner situation was just woof.
Yeah.
Hello, you had me a Nazi tattoo. Anyway,
Yes, which is something I was on with Patty, and I said the same thing. This is the problem within the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it, and it's going to piss off a lot of white moderates,
Please.
but that's what I'm here for.
Yes, go.
The problem within the Democratic Party is white moderates are always willing to overlook fallacies in other white Democrats that they would not look over in Republicans. So if Graham were a Republican running with a Nazi tattoo, they would have all been on Facebook and on Twitter and all the things going crazy. But because he's one of them, they're able to say, well, maybe he's learned, maybe he's grown. And that is kind of when we link back to a lot of the problems within the Democratic Party, it all comes down to race. White moderates are always willing to overlook fallacies within other white moderates, that they are other white progressives, white people in general, that they are not willing to overlook in Republicans and Black candidates and brown candidates. That is the problem in the Democratic Party.
Well, what you said, that's a problem like with America.
Yeah,
you know?
look at the Republican
I mean,
Party. Talk about overlooking. I mean, look at the guy they got in office right now.
Well, here's the thing with the Republican Party. Let's be clear, they don't give a damn about the Nazi tattoo. So that's why I'm not throwing them in that boat, because they don't care.
Right. They don't care at all.
Yeah.
So, but as Democrats, we are supposed to care.
Right.
But I think as Democrats, we are so desperate for a win. We are just grasping at anybody. And that's where we have to slow down. We have to say, but do they align with our values? Instead of, can they win?
Can they win? Yeah,
we have to stop, because here's the thing, as somebody that I think I'm a deep thinker. If you were to go back to a time before cars were invented and you were to ask the average American, what do you foresee travel looking like going forward? Everyone would have said better feed for the horses, better horseshoes for the horses. It takes an innovative leader to say, I want to build an engine with horsepower. And it doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just that the average American is not on their poll. So when we're talking about polling and you're talking about who can win and who can't win, that doesn't work, because the average American is not thinking innovatively. We're thinking about the win. We have to get more innovative thinkers in there. That means making the party younger, making the party more inclusive, and making the party more in tune with the actual voter instead of the actual donor. And that is where the Democratic Party keeps falling short.
Yeah, I mean, look, Citizen United, that thing, we got to get rid of that.
100%.
Like, that just needs to go right away, 100%. Because as you were saying, it's like, it is not, this is like a capitalistic form of government. It is not by, like, this is not the voice of the people. It is by the voice of the donor, is what what people are listening to right now. And one of the things that's kind of driving me really crazy with our current political scene is we know what they stand against. You know, like, we know what, like, of course, we hate Trump, like, blah, blah, blah. We know that. But it's like, but what do you stand for? Like, what are these policies that you were proposing? All we hear is just like these negative things, which I can get. But like you were saying, we need somebody who's going to be innovative. And
it's not, we have to stop saying we get it. We have to stop saying that. We have to stop making that excuse. I did an interview with Lieutenant Governor candidate Christian Mitchell. He was on for about a whole 30 minutes. The whole 30 minutes, he talked about why he was running, what he was for, what he wants to do for the folks of Illinois. He did not mention Trump until he was prompted to. We need more folks like that coming to my door and saying, I'm against Trump. Okay, that's great, but what are you for, buddy? What are you for?
That is what I'm...
talk to me about that.
I think we're saying the same thing here, because that's the part that's like, that really drives me crazy. It's like, when I say we get it, we get it. He's awful. He's dumb. He's messy. He is selfish. He is narcissistic.
Absolutely.
He is not. We get all of the bad things. We understand. But what do you want to do? What is your envision? What do you envision for as your role in government?
And that's the thing. You want to get me off the couch, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, telling me that we agree. Great. I got you.
Why don't we have a Democratic candidate every single day speaking out about what they would do differently, and every single day? Like, I was hoping Kamala, after she lost, would stay vital, would be like every single day taking to task. Look at what he did. This is what we need to do. Why aren't they speaking out like we need? At least I'm not hearing it where I'm looking.
They are speaking out, but they're the ones that the Democratic establishment doesn't necessarily support. The reason I'm a huge supporter of Juliana Stratton is she came out right away and said, I am not voting for Chuck Schumer. And it pissed people off, but she's right. Chuck Schumer he should go
He's
bye-bye.
ineffective.
He's ineffective. If you start listening to more folks like Juliana Stratton, more folks like Delia Ramirez, more folks like Ro Conan, even commentators like Qassam Rashid, Marie Newman, you're going to be hearing what Democratic voters need to hear. But if you're listening to the moderates, you're not going to get that. It's all about where you're going to get your information from.
So the Republicans seem to be scaring the Democrats into being more moderate because those that are quote unquote social Democrats right now are being vilified as communists.
Well, they're not communists. Yes,
that's how the new buzzword. How do you counter that? What do you tell the candidates to be? I mean, Mondami has done very well as a social Democrat. There's others now that are coming up in this election, but again, this is their new talking points that they
got it.
What do you do?
I can answer this for you right away.
Good.
If you are a progressive candidate, fire every moderate on your team because they are going to steer you in the wrong direction. Do not listen to the establishment party. They are going to steer you in the wrong direction with fear. Surround yourself with more like-minded people that will give you the courage and the confidence to preach the message that the American people want to hear. If you are surrounded by other moderates, they're going to hold you back.
Yeah.
Because they're so worried about the horses and you're worried about the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. Surround yourself with people that can see the engine and you will win.
Girl, this is why I have you on the speed dial.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, look, Ken Mejia Beal, thank you. I knew that you could shed some light onto this and also light a little fires under some butts and hold some people to task.
Keep on keeping on, Ken.
It's my job.
Ken Mejia Beal, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
I love you more than my panties.
Ken. Talk to you soon, I hope.
Yay! Talk to you both soon. I want to come in. I'll see you guys soon.
Come on. All right. Hey, we are going to take a quick break for some news. And when we come back, it is the second hour of Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along.
We sure are.
On a beautiful summer day here in Chicago.
Indeed.
We are shifting
Yes, we are.
a little bit into the artsy-fartsy.
Away from the politics a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a
but I think, there's always a little politics in arts.
everything.
Look, we do make the fartsy stand out sometimes, but we're also artsy and we like to talk about things. And I'm very excited because we've got a great hour lined up for you. A little bit later on this hour, we're going to be chatting with actor, singer, cellist, Lewis Rawlinson, whose solo show, A Nervous Breakdown in G Minor, is getting ready to have a limited engagement as a part of Steppenwolf Lookout series. But right now, girl, my heart is full. We're saying, following her triumphant show at Joe's Pub. Yes, you heard me, Joe's Pub. In New York City this past spring, the Sandra Delgado Experience returns to Chicago, bolder and more blissful than ever for 3 shows only, Friday through Saturday, July 24th to 26th at Collaborations Theater's new House of Belonging. And joining us now is none other than one of my fave peoples, Chicago icon, legend, and a heck of a dancer, Sandra Delgado. Hi, Sandra. Welcome.
Hi, Ellen, how are you?
We're good.
We're
How are
great.
you?
Welcome back to the show. It's always a pleasure to have you.
It's so good to be here. Thank you so much.
I know.
Thank you so
The only
much.
thing would be better is if we ran into each other again. That made
I
my
know. That was so wonderful. Yeah, Scott and I ran into each other with my daughter, and I just told her, I'm like, I'm going to be on Scott's radio show right now. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? Yeah.
Look, let me tell you, that whole thing, because we met when Jesus was in diapers.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally another century.
It was another century. We met in the 20th century. We were singing songs that were based on poems about Chicago by Chicago poets at the Steppenwolf stage, and I was like, oh, who is this wonderful creature? It is Sandra Delgado, and I had my own experience. But I want to say congratulations on all of your successes across. You were just an unstoppable force. How does it feel to be back in Chicago and getting ready to relive the Sandra Delgado experience?
I love Chicago.
Right?
I love Chicago so much. I do. And
Chicago loves you.
So good. Oh, thank you. I think a lot about what my inspiration and my work is, and it really is. It's like Chicago and my family. Chicago informs so much of what I do, and with this show, actually, with the Sandra Delgado experience, it was. It was during COVID when like everything theater had shut down, and I was like, what is my life? What have I been doing for the last 25 years? And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's because music kind of never stopped. Like people were still going to concerts and stuff. I feel like the music industry opened up before theater did. And I was like, you know what? Maybe now's the time. Now that I'm in my late 40s, why not start a brand new thing?
Let's do it.
I'm like, let's do it. There's no timeline. I'm like, let me start this music project that I've always wanted to do. And it started out actually as like this Colombian folkloric music preservation project. But as I started doing the show and like interspersed with like some personal stories, and as I started doing the show more and more in Chicago audiences really let me know what was resonating with them. And now that I've been doing this for a few years now, the show has actually turned into this spiritual cabaret meets dance party. I call it a pachanga for your soul. A pachanga is a Spanish word for party. Like, doesn't that sound like party? Pachanga.
Yes, totally.
And it really is just about loving ourselves, loving each other. I want you to walk out feeling better than when you walked in. That is the goal for the night, and we will have an amazing time together. And to be able to do it in Chicago, and New York was awesome.
Of course.
It was great.
Yeah. That little thing called Joe's Pub, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So speaking about Joe's Pub in New York, was there anything from the New York experience that changed the show at all that you'll bring back here to Chicago?
Yeah, actually. So one of my closest collaborators, his name is Carpaccio, Roberto Carpaccio Marin. He's my father's oldest friend from Colombia. Like they have known each other for like really a bazillion years. Mm-hmm. And Carpaccio has a salsa band here in Chicago, and he just recently celebrated his 40th anniversary in the biz with his band in Chicago. And before he came to Chicago, he came from Colombia to New York and had not been back to New York in 50 years.
Oh, wow.
And so he came to New York with me. He's my music director too, and he's a bass player. And him and his wife, he's like a shorter Colombian man, and she is this like bombshell from Ohio. She plays a mean salsa trombone. Her name is Carol McPherson, and she's tall, and they're like the cutest couple, and they've been together for over 30 years. But anyway, she's a collaborator of mine too. So I asked them to come to Joe's Pub with me, and they're like, yeah, let's go to New York. That sounds amazing. And so because Carpaccio hadn't been back there in 50 years, I thought, let's honor him. Let's honor him coming to and so a lot of folks know me from my play with music, La Habana Madrid. And just quickly, La Habana was a nightclub that existed on Belmont and Sheffield back in the 60s. And it was this big Caribbean Latino hotspot. And I wrote a play inspired by the club and the people that used to go there. And there is a character inspired by Carpaccio. And so what I did for this edition at Joe's Pub is that I got this amazing actor in New York that I know, Marlon Vargas, who did a little snippet of the monologue, which is a very like music infused part of the show, with him playing younger Carpaccio. culminating in Carpaccio doing this like banger Colombian salsa song that everyone loves. And so it was the first time that I'd actually experimented with doing like theater within the context of the experience, because the experience really is like music with like some storytelling and then like some communal experiences that you'll just have to come and experience for yourself. But anyway, this little like theater snippet went over really well. So that's something that we're gonna do again this time.
Excellent.
Carpaccio is joining us. Yeah.
That was great. So now,
Really
are
fun.
you going to be delivering the monologue, or do you have somebody else coming in to do it, or like how?
Yes. So I just worked with. I'm actually working on. So I've really found like just a real love of writing plays about underknown Chicago history that center Latino lives. And so I'm currently working on a new play with music called the Navarro Sisters play. And the Navarro Sisters were 4 Panamanian sisters who came to Chicago in the 20s because their father was the Panamanian consul in Chicago. And so he moved the whole family here. And these 4 sisters sang in beautiful 4-part harmony, like picture like the Latino Andrew sisters.
Okay.
Singing in Spanish, and they were like the first Spanish language act on English language radio on WGN. Like all of Chicago fell in love with them.
What?
And so I just did a workshop of it, and one of my actors, Christopher Lewin Ramirez, who played one of the love interests, I had never worked, well, I had worked with him before, but never as like playwright actor, and I just like, he's amazing, and he's on board to play Carpaccio. People might know him because he is also a writer, and he did, I'm totally blanking on the name of his play. It was a wrestling play that they did at the Goodman. It was...
the elaborate entrance of Chad Deity?
No,
that's
gosh,
different.
no,
That's a
that
different
was-
one. Yes, sorry.
Yes, let me see. It was
gosh.
called Lucha something.
Oh, yeah.
Lucha Teotol.
Yes.
Lucha Teotol, yes. So he wrote that. And anyway, but he's an amazing actor, and he'll be Carpaccio, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh my God. Okay, so it really is, you are curating an experience for people to go and to celebrate when they come to the Collaboration Theater's House of Belonging. I mean, hey, how exciting to be there, because you've got a band. Like it is a not small band.
No,
right?
I've got 6 amazing artists working with me. I've mentioned Carpaccio and Carol already. I've got Janet Kramer, who's an amazing drummer.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Coco, yes, she's coming along for the ride.
Yeah,
she's great. Coco Elises, who is Chicago music royalty, who also dips her hand into theater once in a while. She's the percussionist. I've got Manassés Rivera. He's a Venezuelan artist. He's our pianist, and he has his own band called Cepillao Band. And then direct from Puerto Rico, Richard Peña, who really is coming in from, I was like, hey, are you in Chicago by any chance? And he's like, I'm not, but I'll fly into Chicago for you.
I could be.
Yeah, it's like, coming from the theater world and still being like, okay, I'm still learning so much about the music world. There's no bigger compliment than a musician saying to me, I will play with you anytime. I had so much fun. Like, yes.
Well,
and so
that just makes sense.
So that's the energy we're coming into the space with.
Well, and also, and it's the most intimate venue that you've had with it, because it's like an 80-seat theater, right?
Yeah. I'm really curious and excited about this experience because I've done it. Joe's Pub is a little over twice this size, and then I've done it at Epiphany, which some of you know is just like this huge.
Love that place.
Love it.
I love
that place. And it's been amazing doing it there. And now I'm really curious and again excited about what it is like, because there is a bond that forms with the audience, and it's something that I think it will be similar to Joe's Pub, because Joe's Pub is you can fit more people in it, but they pack people in like sardines.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
it does feel intimate.
Does.
So it does. But I actually think it's wonderful for this because for the folks that can make it out on July 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Yeah.
It really is like the experience really is about you too, and getting to know yourself a little better and the people around you a little better too, in a really fun way. So I think this intimate venue is going to be really conducive to that.
Does it change at all night to night? Is there spontaneity that it brings about some different reactions from the audience, or?
Absolutely, because I found that as I've done this more and more, I'm not going to call it stand up by any means, but there is it does change night to night because the reactions change. I really am riffing off of the audience's energy. You know, like I know there are things that I want to talk about to guide us through the night.
Sure.
But it does change because the audience changes every night and our reactions to each other change every night. So there is spontaneity.
It's going to be unique and fun.
Yeah. So the collection of, how do you go about curating the set list? You know, do you go to music of like, I mean, it's Colombian music, right? So
that's the inspo.
Yeah. So how do you
start there?
Start there, and how do you curate it? You'd be like, oh, I like this, I like this, I like that. Like, where does your brain go?
Yeah. So I'm always going to start with Colombian music first, and then Colombian rhythms. Like, so the cumbia is Colombia's national rhythm, and it's a mix of the African and the indigenous and the European. And I think that is such a beautiful metaphor for when we are all really supporting each other and loving each other and lifting each other up. Like, music is such a great expression of there really being no boundaries. And so the cumbia has actually taken off in lots of other countries. So I will do some Colombian cumbias, but also like some Mexican cumbias, for example. And then I really just like, it's like however I'm feeling in the moment, you know, like how am I feeling the few weeks leading up to the show and what's on my mind that I want to talk about. And so it's a mix of Spanish language music, but because I am a child of the 80s, you know, I am like, my experience is a bilingual and bicultural experience. Like, I was born and raised in Chicago. I am an 80s girl. And so I always put in one or two English language 80s classics with a little Latin twist. So,
can we get a tease? Can we get a tease? Just maybe one that you would throw in there, an 80s classic?
I might be doing a little Latinized version of Pat Benatar's "You Belong."
Ooh, yeah,
yes.
baby.
I might be doing a little
whatever we denied then,
yes.
was for better.
And actually, Nick Tremulous.
Yes, Nick, good friend of mine. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, so Nick did the arrangement for this.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah,
you were about to give us
cool.
another nugget. What's that other little nugget you were about to give us?
The other little nugget is I might be doing Hometown Girl, Patti Smith.
Yes, yes.
Because the night, maybe.
Yes, one of my all-time favorites. Oh, I wish I was going to be out of town.
I'm telling you, the Sandra Delgado experience is something that you need to experience.
I know we need to wrap, but before you go, I have to tell you, the La Habana, Madrid, that show was one of my all-time favorites in that Steppenwolf space. I still think about it.
Thank you.
I really mean it. It was special.
Thank you. The 10th anniversary is coming up next year.
I can't believe it.
Was it 10 years?
It was 10 years ago, and so I am, believe me, my brain is busy thinking about what to do to commemorate that.
Bring it back.
All right,
I'll call.
please let your brain percolate.
Yeah.
Before we
and
do that,
quickly.
no.
So sorry.
I was just going to ask you, like, here's the thing that I'm so excited about with the Sandra Delgado experience is that you're bringing it back home to Collaboration, where you are a founding member. There, you still work. You're curating. Let's see, too many tabs. You curate the "You Belong Here" series with Collaborate. Like, can you just really quickly? I know I've kept you too long, but I think the work the Collaboration does is so important. Can you just tell a little bit about like what you all do as a company?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, I would love to talk about.
Please.
So, Collaboration, for those of you that don't know, we are a 30-year-old theater company. We are a theater for social change. And really, what that means to me is that we're all about bringing Chicagoans together from all four corners of the city, because social change for me happens one room at a time.
Yep.
And one event at a time. And so we have a new home in Humboldt Park, which we call the House of Belonging. And we have just some amazing programming. You Belong Here is a program that I'm curating that really aims to take the obstacles away from independent artists and small arts organizations so they can concentrate on the work. We offer a free space with no deposit. We offer marketing and PR support. And a beautiful space, and it's been so exciting getting to know artists from all over the place. So anyone listening out there who is an artist with an idea, that please go to Collaboraction's website and fill out the form. It's an easy peasy one, and I will get in touch with you and we can talk about your dreams.
Fantastic.
I quickly do want to highlight a couple of events that we have going on just this week. DJ Lady D, Darlene Jackson is our executive director and the queen of Chicago house music. And she started a new speaker series called The Frequency. And this Tuesday, she has the Rap-brarian on. So it's always like a good talk followed by a house music set. And then on Wednesday, I am so excited that Outspoken is going to be having a storytelling night focused on trans storytellers, hosted by Archie Jamjoon and Chijoki Williams. They're going to be at Collaboration this Wednesday, and it is a fundraiser for Queer Fight Club, which is a self-defense program for LGBTQ individuals.
Excellent.
See, I'm telling you, you're getting
so much stuff.
You are getting just a little tiny taste of like the love and passion that is the Sandra Delgado experience. And if you want to get more of that love, that passion, that was it, Pachanga? Is that right?
Pachanga!
That's what you want.
Pachanga.
And it's your birthday week too, so
It's my birthday week.
It'll be. I know. So I mean, what a way to celebrate! You need. If you've never seen this incredible human being perform. Look, run, don't walk, or actually just salsa your way on over to Collaboration's House of Belonging for the Sandra Delgado experience. It is July 24th through the 26th. For more information and for tickets, go to collaboration.org. And while you're there, again, go and look around play around on the website, because as Sandra was saying, that there are like these incredible events that are happening. The work that you do, they just did the Trials from the Delta. Like that was a huge, powerful moment. Y'all doing good work. I mean, and by good, I mean like your work is doing good. So thank you for that, and thank you for reminding us how much we need joy and a pachanga.
We do. We need it.
Joy is the resistance.
Y'all are amazing.
There you go.
Thank you
so much.
Again,
yes.
It's Sandra Delgado
Exactly.
of the Sandra Delgado Experience. What's coming up at Collaboration Theater's House of Belonging, the July 24th through the 26th. Collaboration.org. Sandra Delgado, sending you so much mad love.
Oh my gosh! Right back at you. Big love to you both.
There you go.
Sandra.
All right.
Great to have you on with us as always.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be speaking with Lewis Rawlinson.
Can't wait.
Who's got a show coming up at Steppenwolf, so stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
I'm Honey West. Welcome to Out Chicago on WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller. Just rolling along here. Hey, and we just heard from Patty Vasquez. And tomorrow on Driving It Home, Patty will be joined by folks from Ravenswood On Tap Craft Beer and Music Fest. It's taking place July 18th and 19th. That's Driving It Home with Patty Vasquez. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m. WCPT.com, the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm very excited about our next guest. He's a Chicago-based cellist and theater artist. Lewis Rawlinson is bringing his solo show with live music, Nervous Breakdown in G minor, which traces his journey through queerness, addiction, and mental health to Steppenwolf's Lookout series, the 17th through the 19th. And joining us now is Lewis Rawlinson. Lewis, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Well, thank you for taking time out. I know you were running around on you had a gig this morning out in the burbs.
That's right. I played a wonderful church service, played some beautiful Rachmaninoff. Yeah, it went well. It was great.
Well, good. I'm glad you are here. And congratulations on the show. But look, you are a triple threat. Actor, singer, cellist. You know, can you talk about a little bit about the developing the show of Nervous Breakdown in G minor?
Absolutely, yeah. So this really traces my journey through identity with music and sort of coming from that classical only, really strict conservatory model where I didn't feel like certain parts of my identity were welcome or seen. And so, you know, I went through a time where sort of put the cello on pause and explored other avenues of creativity, namely theater, storytelling, and singing. And once I kind of got back in touch with those parts of myself and felt the confidence to do so, I felt really compelled to share my story, hopefully inspire others that have had those conflicts and felt, you know, unwelcomed or like they couldn't be fully themselves in a certain way. So, yeah, I developed this solo show that mixes together storytelling in, you know, a theatrical way with classical music, a little song, a little dance, a little bit of everything. And yeah, I just really hope that it entertains, but also inspires. And yeah, I'm just so thrilled to be able to share my story in this way. And yeah, I'm thrilled with how it's coming together.
So with the music component, which, you know, we just had Sandra Delgado, which of course music is very important there.
I was listening in.
Right.
Such a fan of hers.
She's so great. She's awesome. But like, okay, so I'm a sucker for the cello. I love the cello. I love. It is the instrument that mostly mimics the human voice. It is.
Yeah, that's right.
It is a beautiful instrument. What was your first like introduction to the cello?
Yes, I mean, I remember it clear as day. I was sitting in front of the TV for the 2001 Academy Awards, which my family treated like the Super Bowl. I mean, it was like that was the biggest event, you know. And Yo-Yo Ma came on to play excerpts from the nominated scores that year, and it was just like the world stopped. Yeah. He played his solo for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And I was, you know, this was right before I had to choose an instrument in fifth grade. And I just was like, that's what I want to play. Absolutely. No question. What is that? Yeah. I have to do it. And so, yeah, I picked the cello in fifth grade, started through my public schools, and then just very quickly, it just felt like the way I was able to express myself, especially in a time where, you know, I felt certain parts of myself that were stifled. I just felt like I was singing through this instrument and really forming connections with people that were really deep and meaningful. And yeah, it just became my vehicle for, you know, the next 10 years pretty exclusively until I kind of reconnected with theater as an adult. But that was the moment. I mean, Yo-Yo Ma is he just speaks to the soul in that way. And
I love that you can pinpoint it. Like right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because like I briefly played the cello when I was 4th through 6th grade.
No way.
I did. I still have my cello. It's in my house.
Okay.
Yes. It's a lovely thing, but I'm a little bit older than you.
Just a couple years,
Lewis. But my entryway was there was a TV show called Fame. Maybe you've heard of it.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't think you have.
Yes.
Okay, but there was Lori Singer, who also plays Ariel in Footloose, the sassy preacher's daughter. She was a character on Fame who played a cello, and that's the same thing. I'm like, what does that sound? And it's incredible. So,
it's beautiful.
Yes.
I have a question about the title, Nervous Breakdown in G minor. Why G minor? Tell me about G minor. I'm a musician too.
Yes. G minor, well, I intermix, the classical music with the storytelling, and it happens to be the key of the sonata that I play. But it just sort of fit, minor, it's a lot of the story is challenges and difficulties. I mean, there's a lot of hope and resilience, towards the end of the piece. Mm-hmm. But G for gay. G for gay. I mean, why not?
Well,
why
come on now.
It makes sense now. I'm glad I
makes
asked.
sense. I know. Now we're sitting here going like, ooh, but the math
G
behind it.
Gay, capital G. And it's so funny that I wrote the entire show with no title. I just let the stories come to me, and the shape of the storytelling exactly mirrors the tone of the sonata that I play, which once that clicked for me, I was like, that's my show. I had these stories, and I loved this sonata separately, but once I realized that they existed, that I was saying the same thing through words and through music, I wrote the entire thing with no title, and I kind of was getting to the point where I wanted to workshop it, and I was getting a little stressed of like, I don't have a title.
What do I call this thing?
This show that I'm doing. And then it just clicked. It just came to me in one thought. I just said nervous breakdown in G minor, and then sort of never looked back, and that stuck. And so yeah, it's the key of the music, but it's also representative of other things as well.
I'm glad I asked.
There we are.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so glad you did too.
So in nervous breakdown in G minor, you're gonna take us on a musical journey, on a story journey. Yes. I'm assuming you're going to talk about growing up Mormon in Montana.
That's right. That's right. There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, what? I mean, I don't want you to spoil anything because I'm sure they're lovely moments. But what was that coming out process like? What was that like?
Definitely. I mean, I think, what I aim to do is share this specific experience, but there's universality to it, right? No matter if you're queer, if you grew up religious or not, it's that feeling of feeling like you don't belong in the context to which you were born, right? So feeling at odds with your environment. And from a very young age, I mean, 10, 11, 12, I'm thankful that it actually kind of started questioning so early, but I was reading these doctrines that just didn't feel true for myself. I came to understand, questioning my sexuality, exploring attraction very, very young, that these feelings are coming up for me, and I didn't choose them. I didn't start them. In fact, I'm in an environment where they're very much discouraged, but they're coming up anyway. And reading these things that they were wrong, sinful, worse than adultery, these things, and I'm like, I just don't find that to be true.
That can't be true
within myself. That can't be true. And so it led me on these existential questions that I grappled with very, very early on. And by, my junior year of high school, I was socially out to the high school.
Wow.
I wasn't out to my family yet.
That's okay.
So there was a bit of a double life.
Yes.
There was a bit of a double life that, I think we all, again, it's relatable to feel like you have to wear different masks and perform and censor different parts of yourself. And then, I came out to my parents right before I went to conservatory, and, they went through their own journey. But ultimately, I'm so lucky that even amidst that kind of strict, really intense religious environment, my family has been so supportive, and so it's been a journey for each of us, and it currently is such a beautiful, supportive relationship that I don't take for granted, and that I know is not the case for everyone.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah,
100%. So as you were creating the show, it sounds like it just kind of poured out of you. Like, this is something that I need. Here I am. I have no idea what I'm going to call Nervous Breakdown in G minor, but I'm working on this play right now. What was that process like for you? I mean, artistically, because I think I can get that, but just like as a human being, what was that like?
Yeah, it was, a really beautiful process in that, I had this idea germinating in my mind for probably 4 years, and just being like, I don't know, is there a place for it? Is it too heavy? Is it, what will audiences think? And really worrying about perception. And then it's through really the inspiration of the Chicago theater community. I mean, seeing shows at Steppenwolf, at the Goodman, at the Storefront theaters, that I was affirmed that, like, no, this interdisciplinary type of show, this, that gets into deep themes, like it's valid, it's possible. And then once the pandemic hit, I mean, it was like now or never, right? Of like, I'm a collaborative artist that's been forced into solitude, and this is the chance to like sit there, because the hardest part about writing is the act of writing, making time, making space for it. And so, I kind of, in 2021, just did like a self-imposed writing retreat to like a bed and breakfast, and just like hunkered down and wrote, probably 3/4 of the show. And it did just kind of pour out. I think it had been brewing for so many years of just getting to that readiness, that confidence in order to share my vulnerability in my story. And once it did, I found the collaborators in a writing coach and a director that could help me formulate the structure and the conventions of solo that, take the shape of the theatricality of the show. And then, I workshopped it twice at the Dem Theater in 2023, and then Theo Ubukwe in Evanston in 2024. And then I went to the Winnipeg Fringe Festival last year, which was a marvelous experience, a chance to run the show 8 times back to back. I just learned so much from the audience reception, and having people come up and tell me the ways they relate and were, affirmed in kind of enlightening the experiences of mental health and perfectionism in the classical arts. I think a lot of people related to it. So it's been a really beautiful journey, and I think it's been, a catharsis and just a deepening of my resolve to start conversations like this and sort of keep on this path. It's been really wonderful thus far.
You just sort of answered my question I was about to ask you, Louis, was, what you hope people with addiction and mental health issues take away from your show. And are you getting feedback or...
Definitely. I think it was really important to me to show the healing process and not just kind of only center on the gloom and the despair of the hardships. I think it's all part of the story, and I certainly explored that, but it was really important to me to show the healing, the recovery process, and have audiences feel safe with me, that I am in a place of healing, that I'm ready to share the story, and to demonstrate that through therapy, support groups, addiction counseling, and then the artistic component of adding back in the creative process. I mean, that's the other component, I think, for artists and creative individuals, is that we kind of fuel the medical journey with therapy, with whatever that looks like for your situation. And then we fuel the soul with adding back in, the performance and the creative exploration that I felt like I had to put on the shelf because of my experiences. And so I just hope to inspire that there's not one path to becoming an artist. It's often a nonlinear path that strays away from the classic kind of conservatory 4 years, you graduate, you do this. There's a lot of different ways, and it's okay to deviate and do what's right for you, and get back to the truth of who you are and what you love. So I hope to inspire in that way.
That's everyone wonderful. Has their own path,
yes,
and and we're the gay show on the radio, and I hate that I quote Rent all the time, which I hate. I do it, but it's the best line, because the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. It is making something, and like what you were saying, you've got to explore, and you've got this thing to share. And it's also something, even for people who don't necessarily consider themselves artists, being given permission to play, to explore creativity. It really does. It's a game changer on with people's brains,
Yes.
Well,
that's right.
Look,
absolutely.
And an important game changer.
Yeah, a very important game changer. And,
I think so too.
I'm so excited. Is your family going to be coming in?
Yeah, it's actually going to be their first time seeing the show. So this is going to be another element. Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait. Now, wait a second. Here's the tea. Come on. How are you feeling about that?
Here's the tea. you know what? I'm feeling so ready and excited. You know, I wanted to go through several workshop phases before I added in that element because, you know, I just felt like I had a lot to learn about from audiences about, you know, what they were connecting to and editing and rewriting. And so now I'm at the place, I mean, Steppenwolf is just so full circle. They've just inspired me so much in how I've you know, taken in their brilliance and their boundary pushing shows. And I just couldn't be more thrilled and grateful to be under that roof. And then I'm in a place of readiness, you know, to open the doors to have my family included. And I think it's going to be really beautiful for them to just see a different side of my internal experience. You know, they know the trajectory of my life.
Right.
Maybe I haven't named certain internal struggles or really processed it in this format, and so I just can't wait for them to see it. And I think it's going to be an even deepening of our relationship.
They'll be beaming with pride for you, Louis. I have no doubt. No doubt for that.
Thank you.
Well, hey, if you want a little magic in your world, a little music, a little cello thing, a little storytelling, well, do not miss Louis Rawlinson's Nervous Breakdown in G minor at Steppenwolf. It's an exclusive run the 17th through the 19th. For tickets and for more info, go to steppenwolf.org. Louis Rawlinson, what a pleasure to speak with you and break legs as you are heading into this wonderful celebration of storytelling and music.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to speak with you. Yeah, thanks for the beautiful conversation. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Break all the legs. But what do you say to an orchestra?
Thank you so much.
There we are. Hey, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the final thrilling show-stopping moments about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Welcome back. I'm improviser Matthew Van Colden. You're listening to Out Chicago on WCPT 820.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here and Ellen Miller just rolling along, basking in the glow of incredible artists.
Oh, we're so fortunate here.
We're going on the Sandra Delgado experience, Nervous Breakdown in a G minor. We're dealing with Mercury in retrograde, where things are just falling apart all around us right now. But hey, you can always find your center by listening to Out Chicago and full episodes and featured interview podcasts, you know, because this is also in podcast form.
Yeah, you can relive the love.
Yes, and you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube, Amazon Music. Just search for Out Chicago with Scott Duff and Ellen Miller, or visit WCPT's podcast page at heartlandsignal.com/podcasts. We've got a lot of fun people on there. We've got Chazzy and Lev Grosshandler from Gender Cool Project, Cook County Circuit Court Judges Jill Rose Quinn and Cecilia Horan, Tracy Bame, superhero.
Coming off her grand marshal duties. At
yes.
Pride Parade.
Yes. Zia Varjan, Chicago-based author whose debut book, Love Your Trans Big Sister, Advice from a Trans Feminine Journey, was released in May. And Guy Branum, who I just personally adore, actor, comedian, and writer, and he's a part of the team with Hacks.
Yeah. Oh, I love Hacks.
I love it. Did you finish it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
finished
thought
it right away.
ended brilliant. It was
too. Everybody I know that loved the show was very happy with that ending. The only sad part is I'm going to miss it because I love those characters. All of them. Every single one of them are they're brilliantly casted. They got a bunch of Emmy nods, I heard. And
they got the most. And the thing that's also really funny to me with their Emmy nods, for the guest actress, I think it was guest actress category. Okay. They have 5 out of the 7 are all from Hacks, including Cherry Jones and Leslie Bibb for being the hilarious.
Oh my God, the lesbian couple. That we are dying. That was just beyond.
I'm just happy that Leslie Bibb, people are acknowledging her as a funny person.
Yeah, she's
great. Did you see her on White Lotus? Did you watch White Lotus?
Yes.
Yeah, she was so great on that, and she was brilliant on Hacks.
She was.
As I'm not going to say Portia de Rossi, but I mean, she was basically Portia de Rossi.
I didn't even think about that.
And Cherry Jones was pretty much Ellen DeGeneres.
That was, I'm telling you, that was, Kathy and I were just falling out on that. That was just spectacularly funny. And they have a woman, Marissa Hardigay is going to be the MC this year. And they haven't, apparently they haven't had a woman MC it in years. So I'm happy about that.
Okay, here's the Mariska Hargitay is she's currently on Broadway right now doing Every Brilliant Thing, which is one of my most favorite theater experiences after the Sandra Delgado experience and Nervous Breakdown in a G minor. But she's interesting because she's not necessarily a comedian, although she did work with the Groundlings.
I didn't even know that.
You know, and her mom.
Her mom,
do you know her mom?
Jane Mansfield. I loved it. Did you see the documentary?
I did.
Boy, I really feel for her after watching that documentary her whole life. I mean, I didn't really understand all of it until it's so well done.
How smart and how talented. Yeah. The violin. We're back to all the music and instruments and everything. The way Jane Mansfield was. Yeah, it's a great movie. Isn't it? I think it's just called Jane. No, like Love
My
Jane.
Mom or something to my. Yeah, it's
check out the Jane Mansfield documentary by the Mariska Hargitay. Sorry, my Mercury is in retrograde in my body right now.
Body.
I need to have a sip.
While you're doing that, a couple of quick shout outs to a couple of new. Jill Ritchie was listening to our conversation we had earlier about our trans brothers and sisters. Becoming Nicole is an excellent book that helped me understand transgender. And also, Shirley Carter is saying hello from Philadelphia.
Well, hey, Shirley from Philadelphia.
I've seen her name on our Facebook page before. So, hello, Shirley. Thanks for listening from Philadelphia. We appreciate it. So, just want to give them shout outs there. But I always love the Emmys. You know, they used to be all about what was on the major networks, and now the major networks barely compete. Everything seems to be, on other, paid special subscriptions. Netflix.
Oh yeah, well,
comedies.
there's more freedom.
There's more freedom,
because
and it's more art, and it's like a movie. It's like what you used to see on the big screen. You see on the little screen now.
Yeah, and you can swear.
And you can
show butts.
things and show things.
And show butts.
Yeah. So the Pit got a lot of nominations as well, apparently.
Which you know what? I've never seen.
I haven't either. Kathy loves it.
Everybody loves it. I have never seen a single episode.
I haven't either, but
and everybody who has worked with Noah Wiley,
they love him.
Love Noah Wiley.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
They love Noah Wiley.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
I also did you notice that Heated Rivalries did not.
I did not notice it until you pointed it out to me. It's not.
Yeah, we started calling the World Cup cleated rivalries because there are some moments. Because I watched the World Cup, again because I'm a sports person now.
You are,
girl. There was a couple moments where they have this very intense moment on the pitch, and I'm like, ooh. Cleated rivalry right there, because they were just looking like, I'm like, are they gonna kiss? I think they should kiss.
America is the most uptight country in the world. Let's face it. These other countries, they show their love openly. Men, even if they're cis male heterosexual guys, they just, they're more free. They're more evolved. Sorry to say, but it's true. They've been around longer. Their civilizations ours is still a baby compared to them, and we act like a baby. A lot of the
especially
times.
These days.
Especially
Let
these
me just
days.
tell you.
Very immature.
Yeah. I also do want to give a shout out, since we were talking about Hacks.
Yes.
Megan Stalter got acknowledged from
something
that.
Else.
Girl, she is a piece of work. She started here in Chicago on the comedy scene.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And now she's now on Broadway.
I saw, and Gene Smart was there to give her flowers, literally and figuratively.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
That's great. So, I mean, she came up in the Chicago comedy scene, moved to New York and started becoming a big old content creator.
We are the center of the entertainment universe. I don't care what everybody else. It all comes from Chicago.
I know, but the thing is, you have to leave Chicago, and that
to get appreciated,
to not to make a living.
Yeah, and that too.
I'm sorry,
like all the stand-up comics I know, they moved because it's like I can't get gigs here, so why do I even live here?
No, you can get gigs here. You just can't get gigs to pay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope that you can navigate through Mercury in retrograde for a couple more weeks. Today's a good one for clarity and for settling some stuff. So good luck with that today. Yes. And that's going to do it for Out Chicago. I want to thank all of our guests, Ken Mejia Beal, the wonderful Sandra Delgado, and Lewis Rawlinson. Matt, thank you so much for running the show so smoothly. Paul, for troubleshooting. Again, also, while Mercury is in retrograde, it's going to happen to a lot of tech stuff. Ellen Miller, happy anniversary
thank you,
again.
Scott Duff. I appreciate
there
it.
you are. Have a wonderful week. And I'm Scott Duff. And until next week, stay proud.